Well, I want to start off and thank everybody that was quick to jump in the comments and say that we can buy these tickets with gems. Oopsie on my half, don't know how I missed it. I went right to the wallet and I probably would have gone and spent more if it wasn't for you guys. But the long time question of what should we be getting with our reward currency in this situation, the firecrackers, what's the best way to go? And there is a couple of situations we need to talk about before we select those. And the first one is being with Suzu and if you're going to spend gems on this event. As we talked about in the video yesterday, once you go and get to 360 pulls, you're guaranteed to get Suzu out of these left chests, and every single one after that is going to give you 10 more copies. And if you're like me, where I've pulled 480 so far, I would say don't use your firecrackers to go and get Suzu from the exchange shop. Regardless of what your build is, it's still good to go and get the pet so you can go upgrade it, get the passives, and even make it where when you go and pull the eggs, there's now a chance to at least see that one in there. The next one we need to talk about is the Spring Orchid Hero, and this is one that I did exchange myself because I make videos on this. I want to get everything inside the game. But this is going to be more focused on skill builds. And the players that will usually use a skill build are going to be the Bishop Staff, the Reaper Staff, the Star Staff, and in some situations, a lot of people do it with the Angel Bow. If you're one of those players, then you definitely want to make sure you grab this. On the other note, if you do find yourself using a lot of fire, ice, or even lightning, it may not be a bad idea to have this in the arsenal. Maybe you get some copies, it's a higher rarity than the other ones that you have, and it might be viable to use. Is it going to be the best thing to use on a combo build? Well, probably not, but if you do have it at Legendary +2 and your other ones are all sitting at Epic +2, it might not be a bad idea to throw it in and see how it performs for you. But there are some things I would say that are high priority in here, and let's go over to the actual tab now and take a look. The Blessing Synergy Scroll is a high priority in the fact that we can only actually purchase one of these in the event, and we haven't seen these things anywhere else. These are what we're going to be using to upgrade our skills of our new adventures, and the fact that it's in here and we can only get one, that's why I got it. But probably the most valuable thing in here is going to be the S Epic Legacy box, the one that allows you to choose that S grade hero. And for me, this was how I finally got my Wild Vulture. I probably spent over 300,000 gems, multiple of these wishing scrolls, and I have not been able to land this thing. I was only sitting at like 21 copies. So this was a sure way that I could go and get this, but it's never a bad idea if you already have a good S grade hero that you can just kind of go and get a duplicate and upgrade the level on it. But another one I think is absolutely good is going to be the Epic Legacy box. This is going to be similar to the one we just talked about, except for it's the non-S grade. And a lot of people just kind of go, oh, it's non-S grade, I don't want it. There's a lot of good stuff in here. This is how I build around a lot of my brands of having the combo, the counter, the heavy strike. All those things can be achieved with this right here. And if you get them at a high enough rarity, that's going to give you the plus version of them. And if you're not a skill build, these are the first three things I would go for. If you are a skill build, I would be going for that Spring Orchid first. I also feel like the S grade selection box is a good one where you get to pick your S grade weapon. Doesn't matter how strong you are in the game. I mean, unless you're sitting on all mythics, it may not be needed, but this was something I picked up and grabbed myself a Sky Splitter. But all four of these items on the bottom, these are a one-time purchase. Once you get it, you can't get it again. However, the other things seem like you can just keep on buying them over and over. I didn't test it because I ran out of firecrackers, but the fact that I could get one and they're still there makes me wonder if there actually is a limit to them. Now the random hero box, this was one that I got and they gave me the Pirate Swordsman. It's a shot in the dark, it's a gamble. If you do have some issues with trying to get these things and are wondering if you want to try to go and take a chance of getting something good, I guess it could be something that might be useful if you get lucky. But for me, I'm going to try to stay away from these ones. Yeah, I did buy it just for testing, but it didn't really give me the same sort of joy and the benefits that those other ones gave me. When it comes to the elite packs, I still kind of have a strong feeling about these. However, though, they are a lot easier to get nowadays. And the fact that we can get them from the wishing scrolls, it seems like these things aren't as scarce as they were before. But still, I think they are a high priority. If you'd get those other things and still have some currency left over, it wouldn't be a bad idea to pump into these things. And I'm also a fan of the inheritance books there, and the fact that now that all these heroes that come out, they need books to upgrade them too. At first, we were getting stocked up on a whole bunch of these, and then these heroes come out and it's like, oh man, I'm all out of this, I can't upgrade this. So it's never a bad idea to get a bunch of these and just kind of keep them in your backpack. You got a hero that needs to get upgraded, you don't have enough books, you can kind of go select it and don't do the thing like I normally do. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna go and open these all now and throw them in the skeleton. I would say after you get those 3 selection chests and that scroll, maybe go back and forth between the contract and these books and just kind of stockpile up on them evenly. As much as I like my S-grade keys, at 300 gems a pull on this thing and we only maybe get 10 firecrackers, it doesn't seem like a good value to go and try to use up a bunch of them in the hopes of getting the special event. But I'm going to say stay away from these. It doesn't really seem as good as a deal. If you want to just get keys, go over, spend your 300 gems in there, and it might be a little bit better of a guarantee than getting some meteoric iron. The Everstones, I would say stay away from. These aren't things you're really going to need until your build is completely maxed out. You find yourself going and using these things, and then next time you upgrade your build, it's like, oh, I got to reset everything again, and you just burn through them so fast. So I'd say don't worry about them right now. Wait till your late game, and then you can hunt them down that way. The horseshoes are never a bad way to go either. I know there's a lot of people out there that they save their 10,000 gems up every time for the black market to get horseshoes. They absolutely love horseshoes. All they want to do is upgrade horseshoes. I myself, I just kind of get them as I take them. If I have any little bit left over that I can't get one of these things, I will probably go and spend the last remaining on that. But if you're a horseshoe person, nothing wrong with you there. It's just, that's not me. I try to go and utilize other things in the game. But as I was trying to say, decide if you're going to use gems on the event to get up to that 360. Let that be the deciding factor if you're going to get Suzu from the chest or if you're going to get it from the exchange. And if you are a skill build, then definitely go and pick up this Orchid here. You can't go wrong with it. It does seem to be halfway decent for those type of builds. But if you don't fall underneath one of those, then make sure you're grabbing that scroll to upgrade your synergies and get those 3 selection boxes, and then from there do what you feel is best. If this event is still confusing as hell to you as it is to a majority of us out there and want to know exactly what you should be doing and how to get to that special area, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.